become here. We are standing in front of our Prime Minister's home, asking for what the Israeli people want. A deal that will bring back 50 of our hostages now, before it's too late. We ask here from President Trump, you did it before, do it again. Seal a deal and bring back 50 of our hostages. Only when the last hostage is back, peace will become here. We are standing in front of our Prime Minister's home, asking for what the Israeli people want. A deal that will bring back 50 of our hostages now, before it's too late. We ask here from President Trump, you did it before, do it again. Seal a deal and bring back 50 of our hostages. Only when the last hostage is back, peace will become here.
So, hey, we got your back. Got your back, my nigga. I know he wouldn't appreciate me saying that, but I don't care, because it's one struggle. Whites, blacks, against the Jews. So, he might not like me saying he's my nigga, but we're all niggas, okay? I'm a nigga, you're a nigga, we're America's niggas, we're the world's niggas, we're the niggas of the world, you know? Israel wants to kill us all, we're all niggas. So, hey, we got your back. Back, my nigga. I know he wouldn't appreciate me saying that, but I don't care, because it's one struggle. Whites, blacks, against the Jews. So, he might not like me saying he's my nigga, but we're all niggas, okay? I'm a nigga, you're a nigga, we're America's niggas, we're the world's niggas, we're the niggas of the world, you know? Israel wants to kill us all, we're all niggas. So, hey, we got your back.
Obadiah 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. The Varna City Apostles and Elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. Presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice. We who are ready to live salute you. All right. And these small hatters are greatly despised, man. Now, the first video I played, by the way, fair use. I'm using this footage under the Fair Use Act. I'm not profiting from this footage. I'm simply using it under the Fair Use Act for educational purposes only. All right, so there's my disclaimer. All right, but these small hats are greatly despised. All right, by the other Edomite tribes, by pretty much everybody. That's why the first video I played, the comments was turned off, man. All right, you had the small hat, the small hat chick, release the hostages. Tell Donald Trump to help us release the hostages, and then peace will be here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, what the scripture says, man. This is Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. Right? There's no peace to the wicked, man. All right. Simple and plain, straight to the point. There's no peace to the wicked, man. All right. Simply put, there's no peace to the wicked, man. And that's why we know, that's another reason how we know those people in the land are the people of the Lord, man. Because when the people of the Lord come into that land, going to be peace, as the scripture says. All right, the people shall study war no more, man. All right, but at this point, even like the other second video I played, yeah, that Edomite, well, what appeared to be Edomite, he said we're all niggas, man. Basically, we're all being oppressed by these small hats, man, which is why they're being greatly despised, man. Because what the scripture says, right, this is Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever, right? Okay, and Amalek, Amalek for the most part are the small hats. And in these last days, they're basically being exposed to be the pretty much the reason why everything is wrong. All right, not that you know, and these so-called these Americans, right? These American Edomites, they're pissed off because they feel as though, or they're basically figuring out that America has been hijacked by these people a long time ago, man. All right, but the regular Edomite, he was okay with his white privilege, white supremacy. That was pretty much the crumbs that Amalek left him. And he was okay with that as long as he could lynch a nigga and rape a nigga's woman, you know. All right, and make Jake the face of everything bad, you know. I was just watching the video that Elder Malcolm did, you know. He's kind of talking about blackface and, you know, those old minstrel films, man. You know, that's what Esau did with his portion, the little crumbs that Amalek left him. Now he's realizing that that's all they were was crumbs. And once the crumbs are gone, there's nothing left but his fat ass at the table eating cake, man. And you underneath the motherfucker looking stupid, man. And you underneath that table right with us. So now they're realizing that they're the new niggas, man. And they're mad. You know, they're mad because Amalek is the first of the nations. He is he's the first nation that attacked us, and he's the head of all Edom. He's the head of Esau Edom, and Esau Edom is basically who is in power. You know, earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and they are the wicked. Okay. And also they're witnessing, matter of fact, this is Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahawah that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. All right. And they see that these Amalekites, these small hats, are pretty much drawing them into World War III. And, you know, they're trying to protest, they're trying to get out of it, but it's becoming more and more evident that that Amalek has this shit on lock, man. It doesn't matter how you feel about them or what you say about them. They have the power. Right, and Amalek is the least of the flock. All right, he's the fewest, you know, among all those nations, and the weakest, man. I mean, this motherfucker is like literally physically the weakest motherfucker on the planet, man. Okay. All right, he's He's Richard Simmons, man. All right, he's Seinfeld. All right, these are not intimidating people. All right, physically. All right, but what they use is deception. You know, they basically hijacked and taken over all the positions of power. Matter of fact, let me see. Right. The phrase "let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes its laws" is a quote often misattributed to Meyer Amschel Rothschild. They said that shit. They said that shit. Yeah, they said that shit. All right. Give me control over a nation's currency, and I care not who makes its laws. Meyer Amschel Rothschild, 1743, 1812. All right. Meyer Amschel Rothschild, which was Meyer Amschel Bauer at one time. Right, their family name was changed from Bauer to Rothschild. All right, which basically means red shield. Okay. And even if you didn't believe that this quote was real, that it was really said by this person, hell, the actions show that. These international banking families, they've basically bought and paid for America, man. All right. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let's just read the bullshit, right? All right, because we can't count on this AI to tell the truth no more. Well, we probably never could. You know, sometimes you can catch it telling some truth. It says the idea that America is a corporation is a misinterpretation of legal and historical facts. Here's a clear breakdown. The United States of America is a sovereign nation. All right, we can stop right there. You can shove all that anything else you're going to say after that, you can just shove it up your ass, man. All right, America's a corporation, man. All right, that's all it is, man. Okay. And it's basically crushed the people. It's crushing the people, man. All right. And everybody's looking at the small hats as the problem, man. And everybody hates them. Okay. You know, everybody hates them, and they're all pointing out them as the problem. All right. You know, and that's why that first video I played, the comments was shut off, man. All right, matter of fact. All right, and then everybody's done listening to these small hats. Everybody's done, you know, trying to hear their cries and all that. You know, while they're committing a whole genocide and pretty much have robbed everybody on Earth and robbed these American Edomites, low-level Edomites, of their white privilege, all right, and whatever wealth they had. All right, now they are greatly despised, right? This is Sirach 19:26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, right? And there was a movie about, I forgot the name of it. Hold on. Maybe this ChatGPT will tell the truth this time. Yeah, and I saw this movie. You know, it was one of those movies like Schindler's List. You know, trying to garner sympathy for these fucking devils, right? It says the movie you're thinking of is Exodus 1960, starring Paul Newman. Exodus 1960. Okay, so this is supposed to be the second Exodus. Bullshit, bullshit. Director Odo Preminger. I can yeah, you can just guess who that is, where he's from, right? Based on the novel Exodus by Leon Uris, starring Paul Newman as Ari Ben Canaan. Plot: the film dramatizes the events surrounding the founding of the modern state of Israel in 1948. It follows Jewish Holocaust survivors as they try to reach Palestine aboard a ship called the Exodus and the political and military struggles that follow. And it's just when you watch the movie, if you ever watch the movie, I ended up catching it a few years ago on accident. I don't even remember how I stumbled upon that movie. It just ended up playing, and I ended up watching it. You know, and it was the small hats, you know, basically trying to garner sympathy, man. Oh, look how sad these people are, and they need a new home. When the whole time they were raping and robbing, killing, committing terrorist acts, blowing up shit, man. All right, and basically stealing land as they are doing to this very day. All right. It is an epic historical drama and was highly influential in shaping Western perceptions of Israel's founding. And fooled you. All right, and now that veneer is fading away. Let me know if you'd like to, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. So there you have it. So let me read this. This is Sirach 19:26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. Deceit. He is full of deceit. Alright. Oh, look at a sad little small hat crawling out of the sewer with baby blood and fucking semen all over him. Alright? Fuck out of here, man. Casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware, right? Right? He would do thee, right? And that's why they go from, right, it says casting down his countenance, making himself looking like a sad little, you know, helpless little guy, and just a old Jewish man. I mean you no harm. Alright? Next thing you know, man, he done flipped your whole damn country, man. Alright? It says casting down his countenance, making it as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. And that's why, you know, Adolf, I'll just say Adolf, wanted to get rid of their ass, man. Get them out of that country, man. All right, or at least take away their power, man. Their banking power, man. God damn. And right, it says shit. Okay, god damn. It's still going. The Jewish people have been expelled from numerous countries and regions throughout history, often as a result of religious intolerance. Bullshit. Because babies started going missing, and they took over your banking system and fucked everybody over. That's really what happened. Scapegoating or political turmoil. Oh, so everybody tries to make them scapegoats. These expulsions span over 2,000 years and include both full-scale national bans and localized removals. All right, that 2000. Well, you had motherfucking Edomites that were calling themselves Jews back then because of John Hyrcanus, right? Forced conversion, right? You also had the Herodians. All right. Historians estimate that Jews have been expelled from at least 100 places, countries, cities, or regions since ancient times. Here's a list of a few of them. So out of all these people, you know, everybody's wrong, right? All right, so you go to a party. All right, there's 100 people at the party. You're one person. Everybody wants you fucking gone. All right, you know, and you say it's because you're dancing different. All right, it ain't because you slapped a bunch of people and you knocked over the fucking DJ table 100 times, man. You know. But yeah, he's that man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he's full of deceit, man. And that's how he's ruled, man. All right, 27 again, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. Right, and when they go to a different countries, they change their names, man. They change their names, man. They change their whole identities, showing you that what he's a fugitive, man. All right. All right. And that was a curse of Cain, man. It says you a fugitive and a vagabond, a fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Okay, and that's exactly what he is, man. A vagabond is somebody who travels, man. This guy doesn't stay in one place. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, neither keepeth their home, man. Who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. And we done read that so many times we can quote it, man. All right. But gathereth unto himself all people, gathereth to himself all nations, and he to himself all people, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right, and it says, shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting, take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb, saying, woe to thee, I'm going to go ahead and grab it, man, because now I'm fumbling it, man. Right, woe to him that increases that which is not his, right? Yeah, this is Habakkuk the 2nd chapter that I'm quoting, man. You can check it out, man. It says, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, man, and that clay goes into debt, abadyat, the Hebrew word abadyat, which means debt, showing you that these bankers, man, they have made America insolvent. All right, they have made America insolvent. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do the evil. And that's what he did in all these countries, and that's why he got kicked out. All right. All right. Let me get the Merriam-Webster. Insolvent, unable to pay debts as they fall due in the usual course of business. And the way he's going to try to finagle this thing is the MOTB, the digital banking system. All right. He already took all your gold and silver, gave you debt notes. All right. Which is the so-called Federal Reserve, which is nothing federal about it at all. It's money. It's fake money. It's fake monopoly money printed by private banking families. All right. There's nothing federal about the shit, man. All right. And it's a false balance, as the scripture says. A false balance is abomination to YAHAWASHI, man. It's a debt note. It's not backed by anything, man. All right. And this is how these small hats have hijacked your country. And now these lower level Edomites, they're angry. They're mad. And now they're even mad at their president, Donald Trump, man. All right. I vote for Donald Trump. having liabilities in excess of reasonable market value of assets. Right. Having liabilities in excess of a reasonable market value of assets held. All right. So you have more debt than you have assets. Okay? You've laden yourself with thick clay, man. And you're just running around, changing your name, hiding, and now you're going to turn all the so-called money digital, which it was already fake. It was already an illusion. Now it's about to become even more an illusion because you ain't going to be even able to touch it now. Now it's just a number on the screen. And this is this is him doubling down on his magic trick, man. See, everybody's figured out the trick now. So now he's doubling down on it, man. It's not going to work, man. It's a stupid idea, man. All right? Insufficient to pay debt. Simple as that, man. All right? And the funny thing about it, the real debt, because all these nations that you owe, they're never going to get paid. All right? Because you're going into slavery and so are they. All right? And whatever debt you owe, we're going to take out of your ass, man. See, you're going to be, just like you have made the American people and the people of the world basically your collateral. All right? Because all he has really are assets, which are the people and certain lands, and certain resources that he's hoarded to himself. But the debt that he's accumulated is far beyond any of that. So you'll never be able to pay that in 100 lifetimes, man. All right, with 100 different planets and 100 different lifetimes, you would never be able to pay that fucking debt. Not even put a dent in it. That's how bad it is, man. All right, so you've laden yourself with thick clay. Now you're sinking down into the mire. So the next magic trick is the MOTB. Everybody has to take the C-HIP. All right. Yeah, you have money. It's all on the screen. It exists when I say it exists, and it doesn't exist when I say it doesn't. And this is going to cause chaos, man. This is going to cause chaos. This shit is not going to work, man. Okay? You've taken a false balance and made it even more false. How the fuck is that going to work, man? And that's why nobody wants to hear you devils, man. It says they're so... Right. Now, on the ground level, I think this might... Right, this is Psalms 109:6. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. Right, and that's funny because Donald Trump, he's that cruel Lord, man. All right, he's going all gas, no brakes. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Right, and I believe this is on the ground level talking about Judas, um, but in the spirit we could apply it to Esau now. All right. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah. Let his children be continually vagabonds and beg, and let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Right? And the scripture says, because thou hast spoiled, thou shalt be spoiled, right? And you pretty much robbed everybody, man. So that's gonna come back on you, right? Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to show favor. Show it's like let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children, right? So nobody's gonna show you fucking devils no favor, man, in these last days, because you've done too much, man. You fucked over too many people, and the world sees you for who you are. Let his prosperity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out, right? So all these names you made for yourself in the earth, man, all right, you're gonna be a fucking Edomite, and that's it, man. Edomite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, right? I'm thinking about that song, Secret Agent, man. He's giving you a number and taking away your name. And give you a number and take away your name, man. Yeah, you ain't gonna have no name in the earth, man. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with Yahweh, and let none of the sins of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. So the Lord's going to cut the memory of Esau, Edom, from out the earth, man. Because he remembered not to shew mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. And you can best believe they're a bunch of witches and warlocks, and they're putting out curses and enchantments on Israel, man. That's what the whole music industry is about. The whole entertainment industry is about. All right. Scripture says they consult only to cast him down from his excellency, man. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. All right. So yeah, man. As he clothed himself in cursing, like as with his garment, so let it come into his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones. All right. Let it be unto him as a garment which covereth him. So yeah, man, all the shit you put out is about to come on you. And for a girdle wherewith he was girded continually. Let this be the reward of mine adversaries from Yahawah, and of them that speak evil against my soul. And the Lord has proposed that he's going to wipe the remembrance of Amalek from out of the earth, man. He's showing you that Amalek is the number one enemy of Esau, not Esau, of the Lord, man. All right. Psalms 83, man. All right, when it runs down all the enemies of the Lord, all these other nations that have come against his people, and it starts with Esau, Edom. But who does Esau, Edom start with? It starts with Amalek. See, Amalek is the head of Esau, Edom, man. You know, all right. And the other Edomites hate him, man. You know, and the way Amalek was born, you know, he's supposed to be, I believe his mother was, I forgot exactly how that went, as far as how Amalek was born. I had to, go back into it, but he wasn't supposed to be the top of that tribe, man. But the Lord made him the top of that tribe, man. All right. So now other Edomites hate his ass because he's a fucking. You have I said I was about to call him a shyster, man, which is a goddamn small hat word. Shyster definition. Shyster. Let me get into what is a shyster? A shyster, a person who is professionally unscrupulous, especially in the practice of law or politics or finance. Example: shyster is in a sentence, demonstrates a point in video. Shyster. Let's look up the word shyster. And it sounds like a small hat word. Alright, I'm pretty sure it is. But it says most likely origin the word shyster first appeared in American English in the 1840s, particularly in New York City. It's believed to have originated in the world of law and scam artistry, often referring to unscrupulous lawyers or con men. And that's what these small hats are. They're a bunch of con men. And everybody's figuring that out, right? The hard way. The most credible theory is that it derives from the German word Scheiber, pronounced Scheisser, which means defector or scoundrel, from Scheibe Schiete. It was likely used pejoratively by German-speaking immigrants and morphed phonetically into shyster. Right, the small hats. Okay. False or controversial origins. Of course, they're going to put the word false right there. Anti-Semitic origin theory. Right, anti-Semitic. Here they go with the bullshit. Nah, you can tell this is a fucking small hat word. Some have claimed shyster comes from the name of a Jewish lawyer or is derived from Yiddish. And I have no problem believing that. However, linguists have found no strong evidence to support this. I'm not even a linguist, and I can tell that's a fucking small hat word, shyster. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it, chat. And chat is a small hat. Just so you know, for everybody, all the brothers that are using Chat GPT or any AI, this is just the mind of a small hat. Really, that's really who's controlling this, right? And have basically framed it. All right. However, linguists have found no strong evidence to support this, but I have, motherfucker. But yeah, that's it. Entered American English in the 1840s. Sometimes using anti-Semitic my ass. It's a small hat word. Okay. And they're the most shiesty motherfuckers. When you fucking with a shiesty individual. Inside joke. Alright. But yeah, man. You know, a shyster. And the world is realizing that they've been scammed and they're angry, man. And right, that's why the scriptures say this. Let me get it. Right, this is Job 20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. Get in my belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. Right? The viper's tongue shall slay him, man. And he's causing his own tongue to fall on himself, man. He's a snake that's eating itself, pretty much. Alright. Okay. So all these riches are going to be cast out of your belly, man. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter, all right? Because you're about to be kicked out of the garden, man. As the scripture says, you shall be chased out of the earth, man. You're going to be chased out of the world. All right? Like the song, Lucifer, Son of the Morning, man. I'm going to chase you out of earth, all right? That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So you're not going to be happy, man. All right? Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not, right? And that's what these Palestinians are complaining about, man. You know, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save off that which he desired, right? He's not feeling quietness now, man. Especially since the prophets are waking up, man. Have woken up, right? And are exposing him. And we're rising up and reclaiming our true nationality, which they stole from us, man. And now they want to call us anti-Sim. These little buzzwords and these little schemes you made, they're not going to save you, man. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save off that which he desired, right? And the scripture says the wicked shall not escape with his spoils, man. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, right? In the fullness of his sufficiency, he's going to be in straits, man. He's going to be in a position of difficulty, all right? Because he's not going to be able to, as the scripture says, the Lord is going to make it to where he can't perform his enterprise, roughly paraphrasing, man, all right? I'm trying to word it. It says, he frustrated the devices of the wicked that he cannot perform his enterprise, roughly paraphrasing, man, you know. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to, well, the scriptures also says he imagined the mischievous device which he is not able to perform, man. So you're not going to be able to perform. You're not going to be able to do it, man, all right? When he is about to fill his belly, Yahawah shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So while you're devouring, you're trying to swallow down the whole earth, pause, okay, the Lord's going to punch you in the stomach with that right hand, man, and you're going to vomit everything up, and that right hand being YAHAWASHI, man, okay? But let me jump back up to 22, because that's the point I really wanted, man. 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, man. So yeah, man, yeah. And when you go into that word wicked right here, the Hebrew word is amal, which goes into the laborer, all right, the laborers, the wretched ones, all right. Those that have reaped down your fields, right? Those who have been slaving for you. All right, and that's Jake mainly, but it's also these Edomites, man. And the funny thing is, these low-level Edomites, they're the ones that are going to pick up the sword, man. Because the sword is their blessing. That's their claim to fame. All right, they don't have any other option, man. They're going to pick up the sword, man. All right, Egyptian versus Egyptian, man. And what scripture says, a house divided against itself cannot stand, man. All right. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahawah shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. All right. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, bro. And ultimately, that's going to be the missiles, man. You know. So yeah, man, you devils, you're greatly despised, man. That's why, like I said, that first video I played, the comments were turned off, because nobody has nothing good to say about these motherfuckers. And the way Amalek works is, his whole life has to be a whole PR campaign. So basically, if If he's not, if he doesn't get to look good, man, in the situation, man, he just not gonna fuck with it at all. You know. And these people on these comment boards, they don't have anything good to say about Amalek, which is why, like I said, those comments were turned off, man. Because we're in the time of exposing, man. We're in the time of exposing and deposing, man. Let me grab one more scripture. I'll probably end it on this note. Um, right, right. This is Psalm 73 and 12. It's like Psalm 73 and 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world; they increase in riches. Right, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked man. So Amalek, he, well, when he came into power, Esau, through Alexander, um, right. Let me read that again. Right, this is Psalm 73 and 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. Right. Slocky and fucking balls keep fucking with me, man. This is Job 20 and 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. That's not even where I left off. Hold on. Right, we jump back down to 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, it cometh out of the belly, out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Right, now it's the nuclear missiles, man. All darkness shall be hid in the secret places. If fire not blown shall consume him, which is the nukes. It shall go ill with him that's left in his tabernacle. Right. So the least of the flock is gonna draw them out, man. It's gonna bring them into World War III, man, and it's gonna end in a nuclear conflagration, man. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him, and that's what's happening, man. All right. The earth is rising up against this devil, man. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahawah, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahawah. That's all you got coming, man, is destruction, man. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Hope this is edifying. Shalom, Kwame Asherala, and the Bible Ball.